Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good cold morning. Holy
Oh my gosh, look at,
moly.
you can see my breath. Yeah.
I'm changing my settings just in case it is on my timeline. It hasn't been going on there lately, but I'm going to go see.
Okay.
Because in case it is, I want you all to be able to share. Giving it just a second because there is a lag.
Yeah, I'm not, yeah, I'll give that. Oh, are you there? No? Okay. Let me see.
There's the sunset, but
On yours.
not the coffee.
Let's see. Where are you
No,
at?
I don't see it.
Okay,
So
you're on
just
Enlightened
go
World
to
Network.
Enlightened World. That's where we are.
Oh, here's what I got when I went to Enlightened World. It said, something went wrong. We're having trouble playing this video.
All right.
On mine.
Hang on a second. Let me see what's going on. Hey, Deirdre. Good morning, honey.
Hi, guys. Ladies.
We could have guys.
Yeah, we've had guys.
We like guys.
Yeah, we do.
We don't phones at you.
Okay.
I'm looking. There it is. Yeah, to the kiss. Good morning, darling.
Julie.
So share this out, please.
I'm going to go through Enlightened World then. That's where we're at. Okay.
Wendy, you showed up. Good morning, sweetheart.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Wendy, I'm sure you're going to share it into our group, so I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Good morning, Sherry. Put it in my other groups. Share this out. Share. Because sharing is caring.
Okay.
Did you put it in the Reiki group?
I have not. I just got it to my timeline. I'm a little slow this morning. I had to switch it over from EWN to me, so. Okay, she's got angelic. No. Okay.
All right.
Okay, how are we
Luann,
doing?
hi, darling. Good morning.
Hi, Luann.
And I am not going to attempt your name because I don't want to butcher it, but I see there. Good morning.
Hi, Susie. Good morning, Susie. And it's, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
There you go. We're saying good morning back to you. If you want to type in how we would say your name, we will be very happy to wish you a good morning.
Good morning, Robert.
And Versha Panwar, good morning. Hello to all of you that are coming on. Hi, Robert Dosa. Hello, everybody. It's a little chilly here, and I got up jonesing for coffee, so I had to have that before I came out. No coffee, no conversation. That's the way it is today, folks. And I have a busy day, so I need my coffee.
Hi, Carol.
Carol Allen.
Hi. It was so funny last night when we were doing the sunset. I'm like waving to people, and I'm thinking, you're not on camera. They can't see it. Teri's looking at me like, who are you waving at?
No. Hi, Diane. And it's Nal Borley. Morning. Hi, Kim Miller from Scotland.
Okay.
And Versha, you're in Spain, and it's chilly there too. And chilly where Luann is. Yeah. Carrie, good morning, sweet pea.
Hi,
I'm
Carrie.
so glad you're here. You know, our group is getting a little bigger now, so if some of you are in the group, I apologize. I don't recognize the names. And if you're not in the group that I'm referring to, is Angelic River Family. And we are a family, and we would love to have you. And Wendy, quit rubbing it in. Hot. Okay, just send some of it our way, and we won't yell at you.
You know what we say here in Florida is you don't like the weather right now, wait 10 minutes. True. I mean, so true.
But I think it's going to be a day.
Yeah, it's going to be a cooler day.
This is a cold front, so we're going to have to wait a day instead of a minute.
And Robert, I'm so happy. He says he feels fantastic. I am so glad. You know, other than being a little foggy-headed this morning and a little stuffy because of the pollens and that, I am feeling fantastic these days, too. I don't know. I'm feeling as if this whole time period is providing me with such a gift of healing, introspection, and it is amazing how we're all helping each other, how we're all bonding, and how we're all lifting each other up. And I don't know about you guys, but that just makes my heart and soul sing.
Yeah.
And makes me feel so good that I know there's tragedy and I feel so bad for that and I pray for it every day. But this event has been a godsend in my life because it's brought you to me and me to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree.
Yeah,
it is. It's a blessing. And hi, Jennifer. Good morning. Karen Palmer, you did join us this morning. Good morning, darling.
And Karen's going to be on with me tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Rising Up with Jeryl. So you don't want to miss that. She has got, oh my gosh, she is a veritable gold mine of information and tips and ways that we can help the world and help ourselves. And I'm so excited to have her on my show tonight. So please join in at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Karen Palmer on Rising Up with Jeryl.
We have a plane behind us.
We're landing behind us. Yes, we are. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Deirdre. Former Facebook friends have now become family. Yeah. And that's how Karen Palmer is for me. We connected immediately on Facebook and had a lot of things that we were doing together, and then I actually got to meet her in person, and she is amazing, and she will be here in June. We're so excited about that.
She'll be right here on the river with us. And
we're going to be teaching a course in how to connect with your animals and how to do energy healing for the animals. It's going to be a very amazing course, so if anybody local is interested in that, just private message me and we'll get you that information.
And good morning, Diane. How's it doing up in Tennessee? Do you get a little chilly up there too? Yes, Karen, it has been divine. I got to meet Karen also. Several of us met up in Orlando last year, right?
I know. Time is
together.
Nothing now.
And we got to meet for the first time. So we've been really fortunate, even though she's in California and we're here in Florida. There have been so many synchronistic meetings and that, and just the universe has conspired to bring us together on a physical level as well. So
and good morning, Steve Hickey. Good morning. And Sherry Seymour has arrived. Hello, everyone.
Sharon. And Deirdre, I just see you joined in, or if I missed you before, I'm sorry. Good morning. I've already said good morning.
Yeah, no, right. Time. What is time? And that's one thing that I think we're being shown very clearly with all of this. And we talked about that. I don't know. One of these days we talked about that.
Yeah.
About how when you're doing something that's your passion, time is like not an issue. And it's the same thing right now. It's like, it's just not an issue. It's like time. What day is it? It's this day.
Yeah. I love that meme. It's this day, that day. Or
one day.
Ooh, I don't feel so bad. Diane has 35 degrees.
Yeah, my family's up there, so I'm sure they're snuggled in. Okay. Yes, we met Harold and John, and they're amazing people.
Yes.
Thank you for that reminder. So we have a question of the day that y'all can start thinking about. And that question is, what was I intended to do in this life? And I'm adding on there, and am I? What was I intended to do in this lifetime? And am I doing that? I love this. And I think now is the time when a lot of us are thinking about that. And maybe getting that urge of, if I'm not doing what I know my purpose, my soul purpose is this lifetime, should I be taking those steps to look at what I'm doing? And I know it was during this time that Jeryl completed her ordination as a reverend, and we're so proud of her. But I know there's probably many of us that are looking at, what is my passion? And am I doing what I came here to do? So I love that. And yes, Karen Palmer, I had met Marbeth and Harrison before that breakfast, but yes, you're right. That was an amazing time with them as well. They are two absolutely beautiful people. To help animals, I'm doing this voice for the voiceless. You sure are, Wendy. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So anybody else, you can just type it into the comments if you want to share.
You know, and we touched upon a little bit yesterday, and Teri's been talking about passion. You know, I've taken over the years dozens probably of workshops. What's my purpose? What's my purpose? What's my purpose? And what I've ultimately come to is that usually whatever our passion is, you know, that's kind of our higher self. That's kind of, it's saying, okay, you need to look at this, because I have found now that my passion is spirituality. It has been. I had a metaphysical bookstore. I could not read enough. It is my heart, my soul, everything. That's all I ever want to talk about. It's all annoying to my family and friends. And so that's my passion.
Yeah.
And so I'm a holistic life coach. I'm a reverend now. And that's service. That's my passion. It always has been. You know, it could be art. It could be cooking. It could be any number of things. But whatever your passion is, usually will have something to do with your purpose.
Exactly. And Sherry's been asking that for a while. I put that particular comment up because I think a lot of people do. A lot of people have been asking that. And I know that there's times when I've been working with people, and yes, I am doing what I intended to come here for. I know that my purpose is to be a healer, is to be a channeler, to really bring through messages. And in some of those messages, people have gotten a lot of clarity about what their purpose is. So you can connect with the angels anytime. You don't need somebody else, but sometimes hearing those words out loud, hearing the angels bring them through to you, does help to connect and to get that real feeling and sense of, yes, that is my passion. And thank you for all of you who are sharing what yours is. I love that. And Karen, I love yours.
Yeah.
I feel so purposeful in the world now. The work I do with children, seniors, and animals is so fulfilling, and you do it with great passion.
Yes.
And thank you, Karen, for all that you do, and especially with the children. I just want to brag on Karen for just a minute. Karen goes into the schools, well, she will again, but she has gone into the schools and helped the children understand what meditation is, help them understand what it means to breathe, and she does the ocean breath with them and helps them to really find that moment of peace that can be found by doing yoga, by doing meditation at a young age. And Karen, I am just so very proud of you, and also all your work with the peace projects. And I'm just so happy that you're my friend, and very, very happy that you're here in the world to bring such light through. Yeah.
Carrie says, my purpose is to make others feel better and safe, to give them a place to rest and a meal. I am happiest serving others and sharing the excess of energy God has blessed me with. I give love. That is a divinely inspired purpose for sure, and so many people need it.
And Diane, her purpose was to anchor light, and yes, you certainly are. And I like that little play on the title of your book there, Diane.
Oh, yes. And Robert Doza says to help people heal themselves. Already started. Yeah, and Robert, that's, you do that in so many different ways with crystals and energy and all types of things.
Yeah.
And Luann, she says, my family and friends come to me for advice, comfort, direction, someone to listen to them. That is truly the greatest gift we could give to another person is to listen, to comfort with no judgment, only love.
Yeah.
That is unique, my friend, because most people don't use this, they use this. So that is a tremendous gift and a comfort that you can give to others, is to listen. We really, I think we're learning in this time to appreciate those very subtle things that we just never thought about before. And I think listening, and in this time, to listen to other people's stories, to listen to their fears so that we can help calm them. Listening is probably the greatest tool that we can have in this particular time. Do you agree? Or, I mean,
absolutely.
I'm sure there's others, but that seems important.
And I'm thinking that now it's that time that we've all had to really listen, because, you know, you can only talk for so long when you're when you're by yourself and sitting. So listening, it was a lost art. I think we're getting back to that now. And yeah, the angels, Karen Palmer, the angels have helped me now, helping people remember their magnificent self. That's what we're doing when we minister to somebody. When we listen to them, we're helping them to see themselves, because we're all mirrors. And remember the quote from Deb Goldberg: "Life is a fun house full of mirrors." Yes. And that's exactly, we're all just reflecting back what's inside of us. So I love that.
And good morning, Sally De La Rosa and John. It's so nice to have you both here with us. John, I know I'm going to Goltz. John from Orlando.
Oh, good morning. Good morning.
Right.
Yes. Hi, guys. I hope that you're going to plan on joining our group and plan on joining the show tonight with Karen Palmer and Jeryl Ann, that's sitting beside me.
And Harold.
Yes. Welcome and join our group. It's Angelic River Family, because we are family. Oh, I didn't play the Wendy song this morning, but I will.
We're waking up.
Yes, the coffee is kicking in finally. So Sally, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You go Sally, how her wife is.
Yes,
Sally, let us know how your wife is, and if she's watching with you, we'll say good morning to her.
So our and Nathan's here with us. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, Nathan.
And so our question this morning was, what was I intended to do in this life, and am I doing it?
Yeah, am I doing it?
Yeah.
And I love the comments from all of you that are sharing. Oh, Carol, you've always hated those mirrored fun houses. Well, you know, sometimes I don't like to use the word hate, but sometimes we don't like looking in that mirror, because we look at our physical and we judge our physical body. Yeah. But when we look in the mirror of people that are looking at our soul and our spirit and what's inside of us, yeah, that's even harder, I think, than looking in that physical mirror. Don't you all agree? Somebody pipe in here if that's something that you've had difficulty with. Because when we look at our reflection, we're always looking at those flaws, aren't we? We're looking at the flaws and saying, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I've got a gray hair. You know, we're always pointing out what we criticize about ourselves instead of what we love about ourselves. And we do that same thing with people that come in to show us those things inside of us that need to be healed or that come up so we can deal with them. So, yeah, it's tough sometimes to watch those mirrors reflect back to us.
Sally said she is great, her wife.
Good
and
morning.
Yes, she is here. We start off every morning with y'all and love it. Oh, thank you, Sally. That is so nice.
Thank you.
That is really, I'll tell you, I wake up excited in the morning. Foggy, but excited. Underneath the fog is an excitement I haven't ever had before. So,
yes. And Versha, and you're in Spain, Versha. Her purpose is getting clearer thanks to angels, and by the grace of God, I am here to spread love, being light to the world, and heal people. I love working with children and animals, as I have been working as a teacher. I want to spread my wings and soar high, teach others what I'm doing and learning. and you're told to continue. And yeah, Versha, Karen Palmer, and I are working together on training people in being able to heal animals and energetically, and to help people learn how to communicate with them better. And we would love to talk to you and maybe get something going in Spain. That would be awesome. I have trained people in Spain before through distance with the Time Heals modality that we use for humans, but this has the application to work with animals. And I'm just loving that we're introducing this to the world. And now, Wendy, don't look at your outer, look at your heart. But aren't we so critical when we look at ourselves, either looking in that physical or looking in the spiritual, the emotional, the mental? We really tear ourselves down more than anybody else in the world would.
I have a challenge for everyone. I am a big mirror girl. If I see something in someone else, or if I'm like judging anyone at all, I've truly learned to turn it inward and go, okay, am I in that in my life? But here's what literally in this moment of time, just realized. I don't acknowledge the positive mirrors. All I've ever looked at are maybe personality traits in someone else that I go, ooh, that's not very comfortable. Okay, where am I doing that in my life? Okay. And it works for me because it truly does. It is a blessing, because you can then look at yourself and go, okay, I'm not really crazy about that personality trait, so I need to tweak it within myself. I need to heal it. But my challenge today is look at a positive mirror. Wherever you see it, I know we're all on Facebook a lot. We interact, even though we're not physically interacting with others, we're still socially interacting with others. I would like for everyone to find one positive mirror in another person today and tell us about it tomorrow. How does that sound?
Yes, please, let's do that.
I like that
idea. Do the mirror work.
What a
and
great
also
Easter egg hunt. It's like so tomorrow morning, everybody's positive thing will be like opening up a beautiful Easter egg.
Yes. And what do you love about you?
Yeah.
Let's think about that. What do I love about myself? And I want to hear some answers. So let's get thinking along those directions. Thank you, Joanne.
Yeah, it just hit me.
And one thing and good morning, Shri. One thing that I do at home. Yes, I do have a home. In my bathroom, I have this mirror that's right above the sink, and I look at that every morning when I walk in the bathroom. I drew a heart, and I drew it with a dry erase marker, and that will come off very easily, or you can do it with lipstick. Just draw a heart so that when you look in that mirror, your face falls right in the center of that heart. And then up above it, I wrote, I love you. And this is something we can all do that's so simple, and that changes your thought pattern immediately when you're seeing those words, hearing those words. And that's one of the reasons why we incorporate in the heart telephone for us to say I love you to each other and to the group. So yeah, if you want to do that and steal my idea, I am very happy for you to do so. Just draw the heart. Let it be where your face will fall right into the center of that heart. And then I love you. And I leave it up. So if I have visitors at my home and they want to go into the bathroom, I'm like, you're going to see I love you right in the mirror.
We hug ourselves all the time at her house. We're going to put one on the mirror in our bathroom here. So
cool.
Deirdre accepted the challenge. Good. And I love this. Sally, she's on board with this here. She says, that is a hard lesson to learn. I teach this in my intuitive classes, and we bring it up and deal with it in my life coaching sessions. That is so awesome, Sally, because really, I think that we as life coaches and counselors, whatever we do, anybody that even talks to anyone else at this point, when we're interacting and to help people heal, it's really important that these things that are upsetting us are mirrors. And if we can really help them to see that what someone is mirroring to us is a gift, and that it's not so much about you out there, and we're not victims. We are absolutely not victims.
Oh, no.
And that we pull people in so that we can see these aspects of ourselves. And I think the next step then is to forgive ourselves for being spirits in human bodies, and we came here to have those 3D experiences of all kinds of emotions. And if we were supposed to be perfect, guess what, kids? None of us would be here. This world would not be the way it is. So this is our experience. This is what we get to heal through. This is what we get to release, and this is what we get to transform. And using those mirrors is for me, has been one of the quickest ways for me to do that.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, Sally. I'm so glad that you're doing this as well in your work.
Yeah, absolutely. We all need to really see our true self and not what the world has told us that we are. That's where all of that self-image stuff gets mixed up there in our subconscious. Maybe we were made fun of or bullied when we were younger.
Right.
Or we were never heard the words, I am enough. And Carrie, I love that you
had
that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Because I never heard that. I never heard that I was worthy. I never heard I was enough. I always felt like I was a burden to my family. So, yeah. So let's turn that around. Let's turn it around to what do you love about you, not what our criticism is. Because I can criticize myself all day long. But what do I love about myself? And, I used to really hate the fact that I was emotional. And now I love it because I feel. I know that I feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, it starts with us first.
It
Absolutely.
Does. It really does.
So what do you love
Thank
about
you?
Let's get some love flowing.
Right.
What's the love that you want to give to yourself today? Self-love, self-care. It's so important right now, isn't it?
It is.
To really start there. That's what we're being asked to do by spirit, is to start inside.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I watch a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube, spiritual videos and that. And I would say the one consistent message that I hear from everyone, and this was coming months before, even in our intentions group and in different groups, self-love, self-care. It is not selfish. It's like the oxygen mask that drops down on the plane. What do they tell you to do? Put it on yourself first, then take care of the person next to you. It is exactly the same thing right now. Take the time to go within. Take the time. Take that long Epsom salt bath soak. Fix yourself a wonderful, nutritious meal and savor it. Take care of yourself right now. It's so important because here's the thing. I guarantee you almost, if not everyone, and I would assume every single person that is watching here with us today is a light worker, is a way shower.
Yeah.
And on the other side of this, not only are we helping each other heal through this and to use this to our greatest advantage, but guess what, kids? On the other side of this, we are going to have to be frontline and center, because we are going to be the ones who are going to be needed, because we're going to be the light carriers, the way showers. And so we need to get our bodies ready, our souls ready. We're in training. We're in training right now. This time period is putting us in training. So take care of yourself. Take that time to meditate. Take that time to nurture yourself. Laugh. Oh, please, laugh, 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 laugh. Get your immune system built up even stronger. So this is really, this is boot camp for light workers.
It is, absolutely. And I love these answers. Wendy, your positive attitude. Yes, yes, yes. Luann, emotional. Love that, Luann. Embrace that. Say thank you for the tears, because I know I'm feeling something. And Karen Palmer, I love how easy and gentle I am with myself and others. Oh, yes, you certainly are. And the animals certainly respond to that as well as children. And hi, Sharon Boyle. And Catherine joined us.
Catherine, and I like Wendy's too. I am able to forgive and that I am compassionate and I always strive to be the very best for others. Yeah. I love that one too.
I'm sorry, I was laughing because Sharon was in yesterday's coffee instead of this one and she's been busy doing jobs. I love you, girl.
Oh, good morning, Richard, also, yeah. Oh, that's too funny.
Robert, I love my regenerative power, being able to stay strong whatever the situation. That resilience, it's so important.
Yeah, it is. And I like the fact that I am more compassionate. I am way more forgiving, not of others. I mean, I am of others as well, but of myself. Then I'm more able to forgive myself and say, okay, yes, I made a mistake. I didn't like that behavior, but now I'm more ready to let that go and to move on.
And it came up for a reason, for you to heal that part of you, and and those habits. There are some habits that we get into with all the chatter when we're not seeing and hearing. So when there's all that chatter going on in the world, and we're constantly go, 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 and do, we don't have time to stop and say, oh, what was that? I'm not real thrilled that that's there. Yeah. So, and Sally, I love that, your willingness to help others. Sharon, in case you missed what's going on, because you were in a different recording.
You were with us yesterday. You were in a different time sequence.
We've been talking about what were we intended to do in this lifetime, and are we doing it? And then I asked the question, Jeryl issued a challenge, and I asked the question, what do I love about myself? And we're looking at that, at the positive. And Jeryl, do you want to share your challenge again?
Yes. Just a little backup. We look at the mirrors and all of when we see a negative aspect in someone, and then we turn it around and say, okay, where do I have that in myself? And for me, I always was looking at the negative, perceived negatives, but the things that aren't so pleasant. Mm-hmm. But what I realized here today, this morning, blatantly, is that I wasn't acknowledging the positive mirrors.
Right.
So my challenge is, look tomorrow's morning, Easter morning, that little Easter egg we open up is going to be a positive mirror that we see in others that is within ourselves. So that led us to talking about self-love, self-care, and what is it that we love about ourselves right now?
Yeah.
And, we've got answers like people are more forgiving now. That's one thing they love about themselves. They're compassionate. They help others. And I wanted to read this comment from Sally because I love it. It's really confirming too. No, it's not self-love and self-care. It's not selfish. And we need to be kind to ourselves first before we can anyone else. Mm-hmm. Then, only then, will your life begin making sense. Love yourself first.
Yes.
Self-love.
So
we're doing
important.
This workshop, and Allison Beiersdorfer brought this it was probably the best point of the whole workshop, is most of us who have issues, whether it's, we overindulge in one thing or another, it is because we're not loving ourselves enough. The core issue, more often than not, 99.9% of the time, is about self-love. Mm-hmm. There is a part of us that does not love ourselves, that we're trying to cover up, that we're trying to numb out, and we'll do it with food, alcohol, drugs, shopping, gambling, whatever that is. It all comes back to self-love.
It does. It does. And, we teach others how to treat us. Yeah. So how we're treating ourselves, that's what's going to happen when we're in a relationship, when we are socializing. If we're really criticizing ourselves, we're going to see that, especially in relationships. We're going to be teaching them what we think about ourselves by the way we act, by our words. Mm-hmm. If you're constantly calling yourself stupid, then guess what? People are going to see you that way because they're going to hear that coming out of your mouth, first of all. So you're creating. I can't stress this enough, and I think I say it at least 5 times a day. Words become things. Thoughts become things. We create that way. We create with those words. So if you're creating an energy around yourself that you're not worthy, that you're not deserving, that you're one of those words that we always use with ourselves, stupid, ignorant, really the criticizing words that put ourselves down. I mean, just think about it. Would you say that to somebody else in your life? I mean, some people do, but they don't have a filter.
And they don't have any friends.
And they don't have real friends. If you're constantly putting yourself and others down, then look at what that behavior is saying, and that insecurity that's inside of you that brings that forward. So this is a time of real reflection in our lives and really getting to know what it means to love. And that's one thing this group does. We do love. We love big.
We do. I have 2 Sherrys. I want to read Sherry Layton Gatewood. She says, I love my love of nature and of all living creatures. And Sherry Seymour, our Sherry, our sweet Sherry, our soap maker Sherry, she says, I need to learn to forgive myself. It is usually easy for me to forgive others, but I'm hard on myself. And Sherry, I wanted to read that because I think a lot of us have that issue. I think that's a really key point that we maybe all could use this time to heal, because I'm so good at beating myself up and punishing myself. I never needed my parents to do it, although they did.
Oh yeah.
But I'm so much better about it myself.
But we do learn from our caregivers and from our peers, what they think about us. So it's all there, and it all can come up to heal as well.
Oh my God, I have to laugh at this. And Carrie Klinger Butcher says, self-love don't need no glove.
That's right.
Oh my God, you make me laugh, Carrie. And Catherine Kovacs, she says, I was told I was a light worker, a way shower, and to work on getting rid of the masks. I'm not sure what that means, but I know I've got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we all have them. We all have masks. Yeah. We all want to show our best self. Yeah. And so sometimes we try to hide what's there behind the mask, but it all comes out. It all comes out in your words and your actions.
Yes.
So, just doing that mirror work, seeing what there is there.
Louise Hay has some great, I know she's passed, but there's some great videos on YouTube and that. Sally says again, she says, somewhere along the line, we lost the fact that we are just as worthy of receiving our own love as a person that we seem to give it to so freely. Yeah. And it's this time of Easter. I was raised in a Lutheran church, and in a lot of organized religions teach, at least this is what I remember as a child, the teaching is, if we love ourselves, it's vain. So to love ourselves, to do certain things like that, it's egotistical, it's vain, it's selfish. And I don't know about all you all out there, but we are taught, or at least I was taught from a very early age, that we need to be selfless to others. If we brag upon our accomplishments, if we take pride, it's prideful or boastful. It's always, any of this stuff that we're talking about has been, on an unconscious level and a very conscious level, has been drummed out of us. So here's what's happening to most of us is we're all trying to change those subconscious and unconscious programs that we live out of 95% of the time. It was Dr. Bruce, I think it was Dr. Bruce Lipton, who talks about, Bruce, who talks about the fact that we live consciously 5% of the time. And from the time we're in the womb until the time we're 7 years old, our brain is in a hypnotic state. It is in that gamma state. And so it is everything we hear, whether it's parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, up until the age of 7, it gets programmed in our heads, in our subconscious minds, as absolute definitive truth. Mm-hmm. And so as we move through our lives, we're only 5%. Now, I would say a lot of us are hopefully more than that, but until we woke up, pretty much 5% conscious. The other 95% of our lives were on automatic pilot, and we're living out of that subconscious factor. So consequently, all of those things about, prideful and boastful and all that stuff, at least that I grew up with, that's what I'm moving through my life in, and those are the things we're trying to heal. Those are the things we're transforming. So,
Christine just showed up. Hi, Christine O'Rourke. Good morning. And I just put up on the screen to start putting your prayer requests in. Can I pray for more fire?
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to go put another.
Sorry, I just noticed my hands were shaking. It's a little chilly out here this morning.
Let me just read. I want to read Sharon Boyle's comment, because this is happening to a lot of people, or has. It took me years to learn to love myself after being in such a negative relationship. There's a lot of that people are healing right now, that have been in an abusive relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
And it could be a love relationship, it could be a family relationship, it doesn't matter, a relationship.
Yeah, and here's, all right, I want to respond to Sally, because here's kind of the opposite of what you went through, Sally. Sally says, my father used to get so upset if I would hang my head. He would always lift my chin up, look me in the eyes, and tell me I was worthy of seeing the world with my own eyes. Sally, I had the exact opposite experience. I was in a very dysfunctional family, and I could not show emotion. So if I was upset, I had to hold all that inside, because if I showed it on my face at all, it was an immediate, to stop doing that. It was like, what's wrong with you type of thing that happened. And, I would hear words like, don't look at that, or don't give me that attitude. I wasn't allowed to show emotion. And I think that's why I feel so deeply now, because I let that emotion come in, and I allow it, and I love it. And it was always such a hard thing for me in the past to share I love yous, because I never heard that. And it was hard for me to tell somebody I was angry or upset with them, because I knew it was going to be a bad reaction if I did so. So I love that we had two different ways of how we were raised, how we were responded to with that, but we're both here in this same passion of helping others. I'm also a life coach. I'm actually a happiness coach. Do y'all love that? I'm a happiness coach, and I help people to uncover all of that, all that stuff that's been drained or drilled into us, and we've stuffed down. So it's interesting how some of us come out of our childhoods, no matter what that experience was, we come out of it with that positive attitude, and some people, they're just holding all of that stuff still inside. Julie, I need so bad to let go of what others demand of me. I need to live my own life. It is time. This is what the angels have shared with me. It is time. And Sally, my mother was the abuser. Yeah, well, I got it from both, Sally. Dysfunctions were, but your father was always good. Alcohol was something that was very prevalent in my life as well. And I've been around dysfunctional people my whole life, and I'm learning, and I guess in the last 6 years when I really started starting into the allowing and the acceptance instead of resisting. And we'll talk about that on another show, because I want to get your prayer requests coming in. Catherine, pray for your mom and dad, mom and Michael. And I saw also a prayer for Daisy. Continue prayers for Daisy. Please continue to pray for Camille. We put her in the circle yesterday. I tried to follow up, but I haven't heard anything. I don't think she has family that are there with her, so we have no way of hearing except, when she gets stronger and she can get back to us.
Sherry says, too, when someone treats her badly, she thinks it's her fault. Does anyone else out there have that thing? I know if anything happens, I automatically jump to it's my fault. I may not have anything to do with the situation. So that's another pattern I know for me that I'm trying to bring up and not do anymore.
Oh, how cool, Carrie. For her father that still calls her at least twice a week and says, you have the life breath and blood of God himself. You are the daughter of a king. There's nothing you can't do. Wow. Awesome. Yeah, there is nothing we can't do. We're not limited. And, sometimes when we start bringing things up and putting ourselves in a box, I see a squirrel. That's the first squirrel. I'm sorry. I squirreled.
Oh, I see it.
It's the first one I've seen since I've been here. Oh, hi, good morning. Yeah, I talk to the animals. Yeah. I'm Dr. Seuss.
Sherry asked for continued prayers for her grandson, Clayton Morrison, that is left eye will be healed. And I like that Luann brought this up. She says, we need to break ancestral issues that were passed on. Mm-hmm. What we were taught is not relatable in this day and age. You're
it's
right.
Not who we are.
And that is.
It's not who we are.
It's all part and parcel to what we're doing here, Luann. That's a real good point. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yes.
We're not just healing for ourselves. Teri does this awesome meditation. It goes back, 7 generations?
It's a 7-generation healing, and it came from the Native Americans. And the Native American belief is that anything that we do in our life is affecting 7 generations beyond us. Think about that. The things that we're doing. So just imagine right now we're creating a new world. That's going to affect down the line 7 generations. But also the things that are happening with us, we have all of that in our DNA. We're being affected 7 generations back, whether there were wars, plagues, I just lost the word, the Depression era, all of that happened, the Great Depression, that all is there in our DNA, and it does carry an energy coming forward to us. So I learned this beautiful 7-generation clearing, and if that's something you all would be interested in, I can definitely do that in our group. I love hearing what you all want us to do. Yeah. I'm doing a healing session on Sunday to heal our energy, and this is the perfect time. And Jeryl has said, does it have to be Sunday because that's a really busy day for me? And I'm like, yeah, I really did hear from the angels that it needs to be at this time that we let go.
Busy day for her.
Busy day for me. Yeah. Yes.
She's got this long day. She's going to be on the air for 6 hours, and I mean it's insane.
Yeah, it is an insane day.
Man, you so need a break.
But
you
I
have
need
to do this on Sunday. But
yeah, I need to serve.
Does, so.
Yeah. And Susie Hope Savior Rowland, I apologize, I'm not familiar with you, but thank you and welcome.
And
completely lost and scared. I lost my beautiful special mom to terminal cancer.
Oh, no.
And recently my therapist in Fur called Susie Hope Savior. I renamed her after my mom, who was called Susan. How beautiful.
Oh.
My therapy dog, Susie Hope, died unexpectedly and suddenly at just 3. She was my world. Oh, we feel your pain, honey. We're definitely holding you up.
Sorry.
We're holding you up. And I want you to know that that dog is still helping you. Yeah, that dog is still there. I'm feeling her with you. Our animals and people, they don't just disappear after they go. I still have my beautiful Allie. She was a mix, and I only had her for 7 years, but what a beautiful energy she was. And there have been moments, I know she's here at the river, because there have been moments that I'll go to say Angel's name, and I say Allie, because that was her name. And I feel her energy, that she's helping me in my life. I know she is. But yeah, feel into her energy, because she is there with you, and we're going to hold you up and pray that you'll be able to really feel her energy with you.
we're so sorry for your loss with your mom and Susie Hope.
Yeah.
It's a tough.
Absolutely.
Loss is not easy at all. And especially during this time.
Especially
you're
right
isolated
now.
And it's really in your face right now.
Yes.
So.
And Na Borley, thank you for putting a request in for your father and your mom's healing of their health. And we have, for you.
Pedro joined us.
Hi, Pedro.
Here again. Hello and good morning. And Sally also brought up a good point. Life coaches and that, all of us that are kind of in the alternative arts, healing arts, and that, we're... Sometimes people think that because we're life coaches or we're this or we're that, we have these titles that we've really got all of our act together completely. And quite honestly, I think I find for myself that for me to help anyone else, I have to do the healing work. And I think as long as we're here, as long as we're in this skin suit, there's probably something that needs to be uncovered, and something at this point, at least I know I've been triggered like crazy during this time. There are always things for me to uncover, heal, transform myself. So I find that the people who are coming to me for help are the things that mirror is that's the same thing I need to still heal within myself. And we do attract those people in our lives that are working on the same issues. And that can be such a help when you're going through your life and you see someone and you see that mirror. It's like, oh, what a great gift. The universe is showing me, oh, yeah, I still have a little bit of that to do. Mm-hmm. And so as life coaches, I'm a reverend now, as alternative healers, we typically... most of us are doing a lot of work ourselves. So we're right in the trenches with everyone else. Whether you do that for a living or not, we're in the trenches working on ourselves, always.
Absolutely. Okay, so continue if you need to type them in or hold them in your heart. I don't know how much we can see the river today. Okay. It's starting to get a little light out there, but hopefully you can see it.
Asked us to send healing energy to everyone in need and for the Earth Mother Gaia. Yes,
we always do, and we continue to do that every day. Can you see the river? I'm not sure that we're getting a really good view of it today, but hopefully you can see some of that beauty out there as the day starts to open up. Yeah, absolutely, Wendy. We meet those people who can help us. That's part of what we do. We get our soul group together while we're here on Earth. Yeah. Okay, absolutely. So let's do this. Continue to put your prayer requests in, or hold those requests. Hold those people that you're putting in there. Hold them in your heart. Love them. Just really feel love for them, because that's what heals. That's the energy that heals. So let's take a moment and start going through this time of those burdens. And I want you to start taking a deep breath in to focus and center right now. Bring your focus inside to that beautiful heart of yours. Whew. Let's take another breath in. Let's ground for a moment. Wherever you are, feel into the earth energy beneath you. Let that come up and cover you totally to center and balance. When you take that big breath in, feel it expand your lungs. And when you let it out, really release it. You can even make a noise as you release it. Breathe it out your mouth with an ah. Let it go. We're letting go of tension. We're letting go of any place inside of us that's holding something in. That's the release breath. You're letting everything out that doesn't have a place inside of you. So breathe in deeply and breathe out deeply. Let it go. As you bring in the balancing energy, the healing energy of Mother Earth, let's fill ourselves with that. Fill yourself with the love coming from our Mother Gaia. And yes, she does love us so much. Turbulence right now, but one thing that she does is love her children here on earth, and that's what we are. And now let's do something a little different today. I want you to envision whatever it is inside of you that you want to love. Whatever you are holding on to, it may be some anger, it may be regret, it may be that self-image that is just speaking to you in a negative tone. It may be somebody in your life that's maybe hurt you and you have a hard time forgiving. Whatever it is inside of you, I want you to envision you have a backpack and you're putting it inside that backpack. You're just going to pack it all in there. It can hold it. Just keep putting the energy in there in that backpack. Keep putting it in. Things may be coming up, remembrance that, oh yeah, I'm not so happy about that part of me. I'm not so happy about how I treat myself, or maybe how I treat others. Stick it in that backpack. Just keep putting it in there. It can hold it all. And then if there's a hurt inside of you, if there's a pain, if there's any part of you that needs healing, that needs to be refreshed, or something that needs to be brought out of you, put that in there too. Any pains, aches, illness, dis-ease, put it all in there. Anytime you tell yourself, I have some disease, put those words in that backpack. Don't own a disease. Don't own an illness. Let's put it all in the backpack. Okay, and now you're going to carry that backpack with you. Just put it on your shoulders. Let it hang there on your back. And you're going to come with me as we go higher. We're lifting our frequency and our vibration. And we're having our angels surround us to lift us. They're going to lift us up to a higher dimension. And thank you, angels, for being here. Archangel Raphael especially, help us to heal those parts in us and help us to bring a healing energy to anyone that's been placed in our circle for healing today. Archangel Michael, protect us, protect the earth, protect our loved ones. Archangel Gabriel, give us clarity right now. Help us to see ourselves in a new way, with new spiritual eyes, not our physical. And Archangel Jeryl, thank you for the help in grounding us into earth energy. So our angels are surrounding our circle that we have here, and they're lifting us all up together. So you're not alone in going up higher to the dimension where we're going to sit at the foot of God. And it's the God of your understanding, however you envision God to be, that higher power, that creator of everything that is. That's where we're going. And envision that in front of God, there's a reflective pool. And I want you to stand there at that pool. Really see it. It's like glass. And you can look inside that water and you can see yourself. And I want you to see the real you, the way God sees you. Reflect that. Reflect God's view of you back to yourself right now. And say to that reflection, I love you so much. Take that energy in of love. God gives unconditional love. There's some clear in there. Come on, guys, you can do this. I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Okay, there's some emotions coming up, yeah. So remember to put those in that backpack as well. Put anything that you're shedding into your backpack. You can take it off your shoulders now. It's still open, so you can still place stuff in it. And as you look at that reflection in the pool, See if there's anything. Ask yourself, is there anything else I should put in this backpack? And put it in there, whatever that may be. I see a lot of backpacks that are really full of stuff right now. Stuff that you don't need anymore. Things that are so hard to let go of. And now I want you to take your backpack by one strap. I want you to hold it in your hand. And I want you to make a commitment to you, to God, and to all of us that are gathered here with you. Your commitment is that you're letting it go. You're handing your backpack over willingly. And you're not going to take it back. You're not going to pick it back up. You're going to toss it into that pool. It's a huge pool. As you do so, just take a big breath in and let that backpack go. Throw it way, way far out in the water. And just watch as it makes a splash. Watch the ripples that happen when you make that splash. And you're seeing all the backpacks that everyone here are throwing into the water. You're watching them go in. Ooh, watch that ripple. It's big now. I'm seeing, like when the boats go by here in the river, that ripple that comes in and splashes up against the wall and hits that wall really hard. Let that ripple be that hard, where all of your stuff just being immersed in that water. It's no longer yours. It's not your burden. And in that backpack, hopefully you place those prayers that you were speaking today, typing, or holding in your heart. If you didn't have that thought to put them in there, or you forgot, do it now. Throw them in the water. All those prayer requests, let's release them into the water. Let the water take them. This is a healing pool of water that is God's source energy. That's exactly what it is. And you're turning everything over right now so that you don't have to carry it. I'm just watching the ripples happen right now. I'm feeling that energy, your energy, as you feel lighter and lighter, having released those burdens. And yes, anybody on earth right now that is living, that has energy, any animal, the trees, let's put all of that in that healing pool. Anyone that has a disease, anyone that is suffering from an illness, they're all going into that healing pool right now. Let's put the disease of hatred in there. It is a disease. Anyone that is bullying, anyone that is shouting out hate words, let's put them in the healing pool and put that energy in the healing pool. Let's let them see their worthiness. Anything that you might have done that you consider wrong, that judgment of anything in your life where you maybe hurt another person intentionally or unintentionally. Let's put that in there. Anytime you were hurt intentionally or unintentionally, let it go. Put that energy of forgiveness around you and let that energy of being abused or abusing into the healing pool. There is so much love coming from Creator right now. I really feel that energy of love. And as our burdens are released, we're open to that love. We're open to our worthiness of being loved. There's hearts that are so closed off because you envision that nobody could love you because of how you are. Unconditional love does not look at what you've done. It looks at your real and who you are. So as you receive that love in, I want you to bring it back to your heart center. Let's leave the healing pool, leaving all those burdens, leaving all of the cares, all the worries, all the stress, all the judgments and criticisms. Let's leave it all behind there at the healing pool. It'll be transformed into positive energy in the universe. So bring yourself back to your heart center. Pull your energy there right now. Doesn't it feel light and free, having released that backpack? Love is such a healing energy. It is what heals us. Let's give gratitude for that. Gratitude to God, gratitude to the angels. Shout out some gratitude, some thank yous for all this beautiful support that we have. You are not alone. You're so supported. And I feel some of you that are on here that feel like you are going through life alone and don't have anybody to be there to hold you. You're not alone. If you have found us, if you're hearing these words and feeling this energy, you are part of our family. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to do anything. We're adopting you. So feel into the love of this family that's gathered. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let's do some loving. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Okay, so you've taken in the love. You've got so much love there in your heart. I'm just really feeling that love expanding out to the whole world. And let's do that right now. Expand it out where you are, to the country, the nation that you live in. See that beautiful country covered in love. I'm covering our United States right now in love. It's so needed right now. So let's do that. Let's spread it out to the United States. And in whatever country you're in, I know the UK is well represented here. Send it out in your country. Canada, absolutely. Africa. Sending it to all the nations in the world. I think there's 102 or 90 nations. Let's send it to every one of those nations right now. And as we do that, envision that blanket of love covering our planet. We can see it from up above. We have that viewpoint, and we can see it covered in love. I see a beautiful pink glow around the planet right now. And that's all of our frequency sending out love from our heart. So now that we've covered the earth in love, let's cover each other in love. And as our beautiful Deirdre has termed it, we are doing a heart telephone. And what that means for any of you that are new to us, we are going to share heart to heart with everyone gathered here, whether you're here watching us on Zoom with us, or you're just watching in the audience, or you'll watch this on the replay. We're sending it to your heart as well. So envision someone standing next to you on either side, and you're going to grab their hand, and you're going to really, really let them know your presence. You're going to clasp their hand. And you're going to pull your clasped hands up to your heart center, going around the circle. Everyone has a hand. Everyone has it held up to their heart. Feel the heartbeat. Feel the heartbeat of that person's heart that's holding your hand. Feel the expansion of love coming from it to your hand. And turn to that person on your left and say, I love you. I love you. And then just wait a minute as it travels around the circle, as it goes heart to heart. And it's going pretty fast today because we're all so full of that love that it's really expanding. And feel it coming now from the person on your right. It's coming into your heart. You're receiving all that beautiful energy back and hearing the word they're saying to you of I love you. Don't you feel warm and yummy right now? Isn't that an awesome feeling?
Yeah.
Let's take that awesome feeling to the whole group. So envision this big circle of all of us that are here right now. And let's say to everybody on the count of 3, you're going to say, I love you. 1, 2, 3. I love you. That's our love fest that we do every morning. And if this is your first time, I hope that you felt that. I really hope you felt that love, because that's what we do. And our group is growing and loving, and the love is just expanding out to each other. So, whole day, when you start to criticize yourself, think about how you put that in the backpack. When you start to say something that's not nice to someone else, remember that you placed that in the backpack. Your intentions are powerful. And if you intended to let it go, then feel into that. Remind yourself of that. Every time something comes up for you that's not love and light, remember, you put it in the backpack. Tell yourself that all day long. You can even write that on your mirror. I put it in the backpack. And let's really let go, people. Let go. It's time, as somebody else said, and as the angels tell me, it's time to let it go. It's time to be our beautiful self that we came here to be. I love you so much.
Thank you, Teri. That was absolutely beautiful. I loved that meditation. And remember, everyone, the challenge is today, find one thing, one positive mirror that you can share tomorrow. It's going to be like our own little Easter egg hunt. We're going to open up each positive thing and look at it and as an Easter egg treat. How wonderful is that?
And I love these comments, Teri. I was laughing and crying when we threw the backpacks in the water.
I know.
Yes. And this is what you're going to say to yourself all day today. I put it in the backpack.
All right.
And if you say it out loud and somebody says, huh? Don't worry about it. You know what it means.
I know. I loved it. That was great. I could see all the ripples and all the backpacks and everything all going down and transforming. It was awesome.
Oh, and thank you. Yes,
awesome.
I felt all that release, and I felt the crying and the tears. And yes, I had crying and tears too. That's how I am. That's me. Yeah. Carol, you dove in the water. You put yourself in the backpack. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. And I just want to ask, Diane, if you're going live today, would you put the time in the comments real quick before we go off the air?
Yeah.
And I believe it's at 12:30 today that we're going to do a silent meditation. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I think that's the time.
And please join me with my special guest, Karen Palmer, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Rising Up with Jeryl. I broadcast through Enlightened World Network. So if you haven't liked Enlightened World Network, please do, because Teri is one of the founding members of it and is quite it's her and Ruth and Deb. And so the programming that they have, the things they have to offer is just amazing. So I'm fortunate enough to be part of the Enlightened World Network family.
Yes, you are. We adopted you. And remember, tomorrow, if you want to come spend some of your Easter time with us, we will be on at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon as we share some of the beautiful videos that people have created, including our own Diane Beiersdorfer and Jeryl Ann, and who did I mention last night? Nathan Myers has a video and some beautiful messages from people. I am going to be channeling a message from the angels for us tomorrow. I think the time I will be doing that is 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. I will be doing the channeling. It won't be a long channeling. It's like probably about, I told them limit it to 5 minutes. I give my angels instructions.
Oh, thank you.
So Yeah, 8 p.m. is 1 a.m. in the UK. Okay.
Good morning, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
And Diane's show is at 10 a.m.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Diane
So,
Allison
yeah.
Beiersdorfer, don't miss her.
Yes, let's support our people. You know, we are family members, and family support family. At least a functional, not a dysfunctional, but we are a functional family. We love each other and we support each other. So when, as much as you can, we don't want you staying on computer all day long, but when we have these moments where we're bringing something that's, you know, that's really uplifting, isn't that better than watching TV?
Yeah.
You know, I could sit for hours and watch Friends, or I could sit for hours and lifted by people like Diane and Jeryl and all the wonderful meditations that we do at Enlightened World. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love all of you so much.
I love you too, and thank you for starting my day in the best possible way. And Teri, again, thank you for that beautiful, every day, your meditations and prayers are so wonderful. It just sets the tone.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Really
yes,
does.
Diane will, if you will, post in our group and let us know, because I know the ones that are on here are hearing it, but let's put it in the group as well. And we're working on getting a schedule so that you all can see when all these things are happening. Instead of having to rely on us telling you and remembering, we'll have a schedule up in the group that tells you all the lives that are happening and what you can tune into. If it resonates with you, then, you know, great, participate. And, you know, you can always catch them on the replay as well if you have something that conflicts in your schedule. So,
and a big thank you to Wendy, Diane, and Deirdre for being the moderators of River Family. They work very tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that you get all the information you need, and I'm so grateful for them. What they do is amazing, so thank you.
And let's say hello to our beautiful Dr. Ruth Anderson, who just popped in from Colorado. Now, Ruth, I was up with you late last night. I know how late you were up. I was up at least until 2 o'clock with you, so our time. So thank you for coming in to say hello to us. We were just giving the stuff that's going on, and especially Easter tomorrow with our beautiful celebration. I don't want to leave you guys.
I know, this is too nice.
Oh, there's 2 dogs here. Yes. Susie. This is little Brookie that's beside of me. She's sleeping. And Angel is over there. And I saw somebody ask about Angel's paw.
She doesn't seem to be limping as much. I think she might have, you know, twisted it or just, I mean, she's running all the time out here on the property and who knows, but it seems to be a little better today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
These are girls, our babies, our little fur babies.
They are, and they're adorable. I'm going to miss them so much when I do return.
Yes, this one here, she goes, first thing in the morning, she's out going potty, and she waits for her alarm to go off. And then she runs. I can't keep her from her. She runs right to her bedside.
She's very strong.
Give her, good morning.
Oh, thank you, Wendy Roberts. You were the one that asked about Angel's paw. Yes.
Thank you.
We all are pouring healing energy into her.
Oh, Sharon, her kids are going to the fairy gardens this morning. Would you take pictures and post them in the group, please?
We should make a fairy garden here in your meditation area.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? Oh, what a great idea.
Inspiration.
You know what? On the meditation wall.
Yes.
That whole area could be a fairy garden. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes, that can be the project while I'm still here.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, guys, I would love to stay with you live all day, but I have things to do. Imagine that. And you all are so important to me. You are so precious. And yes, thank you, Luann. May your day be filled with an abundance of love and wonder. Get into that energy of wonder, the amazement. And when you do that, you'll see the fairies. You'll see the angels. You'll hear the words. Yes,
I can hear one of my spirit guides is Norellis, and she is a fairy. She lives here on the property. I can hear her going, yay, yay, yay! I get a house.
She's over there dancing right now. Yeah, and I'm going to work on a little surprise for us for tomorrow morning. So any of you that are new, come back tomorrow morning, 7:30 Eastern time. I know that's early. Trust me, I know that's early. Before we started doing this, if somebody told me I was going to be up at 7:30 and I was actually going to be articulating words, they were crazy. But I'm so blessed and just feel honored to be able to do this every morning. Thank you.
One last thing. Sally says she has a fairy garden courtyard for the grandkids. Post some pictures, and anybody else that has a fairy garden, so that I can get some idea. I know I'll go on Pinterest, but let's see your fairy gardens and your outdoor places of serenity. We love to see those pictures on Angelic River Family.
We sure do.
Thank you, Wendy, for putting that up again. Yeah,
Wendy, darling, and all of our moderators, we can do a topic of, let's do it, fairies and angels. Okay. And if you want to post pictures of fairies, or like I have some beautiful pictures of forms in clouds that I know are angels. It's so clear. So let's share. I love the way we share. We're a very interactive group, and that's what I love. We're interactive. We talk to each other. We lift each other up. You know, it's not just our prayer time here. We lift each other up in the group. If you have a prayer request, there's a topic for that. It's like there's an app for that. There's a topic for that. Yes. So give us your prayer requests. We will gather them all together in the prayer topics, prayer requests, and we can all see that. And yes, we are all fairies.
And thank you, Teri.
Awesome. Oh, Wendy girl, I love you so much. Okay.
All right.
We are out of here. Go. Bye, people. I love you.
Day. Lots of miracles today.
Just remember, we are family. And remember, I put it in the backpack.
Yes.
I let that shit go. And yeah, I said it. Bye, everybody.
Bye.